Hi everyone, this is Brett Menser with the Appreciation Team. I have an awesome opportunity tonight to sit down with Ben and Emily Burke just to kind of go over some different financial ideas with our building campaign and just for you guys at our church just to hear a little bit of their hearts. So Ben and Emily, like last month you guys did a smart money class, I believe.
Yep.
Give us a short recap of that.
Well, the Smart Money event was really designed to help people know about Financial Peace University and just how that whole system works, but also to really encourage people who have already been involved with it. You know, as you start a process and you start trying to live and especially use your money the way God's called us to use it, the devil really likes to poke holes at you, and it's really easy to get discouraged. And so it was just a really nice place to go through and just talk through everything. And in the class, Dave and his daughter Rachel just quickly walked through the baby steps and just helped to remind us why it's so important to make sure they're done in order, and to give us some encouragement and help us to reconnect with people who understand the hard work it takes to live the way God calls us to live.
Awesome. So, what was the response, I guess, of maybe some of the people?
I think the response was really positive. I do feel like the turnout was a little less maybe than what we had hoped for, but it was in the same breath it was also more than kind of what we were expecting. I don't think we quite expected that many people to show up, which is awesome, But like Emily said, it was an awesome way to kind of encourage people who had already been through financial peace. But it was also a way to maybe encourage people to take that next step,
Right.
to start living according to the way that God has created us to live, and that's going along with His design for finances.
Oh, awesome.
And for anybody that hadn't been a part of it before, it also gave them a chance to see that this isn't a boring financial class, not where you practice your addition and your subtraction. Like, Dave and Rachel really do a good job of making it fun, and it's exciting to listen to it, and we did get some signups for our next class, so
awesome.
That was really exciting. We
Oh,
actually just finished our third financial peace class this last
awesome.
Sunday, and our class paid off just over $6,000 in 7
wow.
weeks. So that's
That is
always really
amazing.
encouraging to see.
Yeah,
Very
And
that's
it's
really
it's
cool.
exciting to see them excited and how they're changing their family tree and their legacy to come for many, many generations. So
Well, and it's a good perspective just to understand too that we're not we're just caretakers of this money. That this is just blessings that God gives us, and how are we using that? So that's really cool.
Yep.
But with that, with the holidays right around the corner, a lot of people are probably more in the boat of how am I gonna pay for Christmas presents and pay my bills.
Yep.
What's a couple of things that I guess tips you guys have that people can kind of
Me too.
maybe go with this holiday season?
Well, the first tip that we always have is to plan every dollar. Ramsey Solutions has come up with a great app called Every Dollar, and it gives you the opportunity to tell every dollar where it's going to go before the month starts. And even if you start halfway through, just making a plan for your money just helps with the overspending, but it also, for everybody who freaks out about budgets, it also gives you confidence and peace to know I can spend this money on Christmas presents, I can give this extra money without forgetting to pay the light bill. All of those things work together really well, and you're able to just decide what's happening to your money instead of getting to the end of the month going, where did I spend all of my money?
And that seems pretty regular with some people nowadays.
Yeah.
The app makes it possible for you to, like Emily said, to tell your money where to go. I mean, there's a place for giving. There's a place for helping others out. There's a place for all of your bills. So what you're able to see is income coming in at the beginning of the month, right? And each category has money going towards it where you assign it. and then, you know, I mean, as long as you're following the app and you're sticking to what you have created within the app, then at the end of the month you have, you know, there might be an opportunity for you know, some extra money coming in that you can give to whatever you decide to.
That's what you said about praying about it. George and I, we've heard, you know, a few stories of people being like, this is what we had planned on giving, and you know, then something unexpected happened. Now look, we have all this extra money to give. And the one thing that we see right now is where our total money pledge, you know, is not quite at our total budget for it. So with all these new people that have come to our church, or people that just haven't given yet, that they're like, man, I don't know if I can afford to do this. I love the idea of wanting to see 2,000 people just not only baptized, but into a growing relationship with Christ by 2022. But they look at their finances, you know, maybe they do have that Every Dollar app, and they're like, oh no, I can't afford to give. What are some like creative ways or encouragement you guys could give, you know, for those kind of people to say, hey, you can give money, or pray about it, because you know, God can open a door for you in that way. What are some ideas that you guys have?
Budget.
Yeah, honestly, telling your money what to do. One of the things that they teach in financial peace that always like is a huge eye opener to me is that the average person on an average income will have $500,000 pass through their hands in 10 years.
Oh, wow. And
that's a lot of money to not really know what happens to it. And about 90% of the people thinking about $500,000 in 10 years, what could you really do with your money then? Like, could you, if you told it where to go to begin with, could you afford to actually give? And the answer is yes. So telling your money what to do, having a game plan in all of that, but also just encouragement. It's hard to give when you feel like your world is falling apart, and Dave is so famous for saying that in order to live like no one else, you have to live like no one else. So for a while, maybe a short time, maybe 6 months, you focus really hard and get gazelle intense with your bills, and in 6 months you can live and give like no one else. And just knowing that just because you feel like you're a little squeezed with your budget right now doesn't mean that you can't later. And make sure you're taking care of your family and your four walls, and know that we don't hate you because you can't give. Like
that we live in a culture that kind of requires us to keep up with the Joneses, you might say. So what we're doing is we are in this constant need of chasing stuff to impress people, that we're trying to keep up with them. We're trying to keep up this facade that we're really better off than we actually are, and we're in debt up to our eyeballs. Well, it's kind of hard to give when there's nothing in your cup to give.
Right.
So really what we want to encourage people to do is learn to change your lifestyle. Learn to change your way of living to a way that you're living within your means. And by living within your means is you're paying all your bills. You're saving money for the future. And by doing just even those two things will open you up later in the future to give like nobody else.
That's awesome. Well, thanks guys. I feel like I'm a lot smarter now hearing some of this stuff.
Well,
That's
and
really great.
Just for encouragement, we are starting another class. Usually done on Sunday afternoons, Sunday evenings, but people can just shoot me a message on Facebook or grab me at church, and we'll get them signed up. So.
Well, cool.
Or even just calling the church.
Calling the church, awesome.
Yeah, they have our contact information, so.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for your time.
You bet.
Appreciate it.
No problem.